Justin, hey, Tony here. I just wanted to shoot you this quick video to tell you about the success that I've had over the past 20 days. I just calculated my numbers, but before I tell you, I actually want to tell you really what this means to me. Because Justin, I know that I have been called to share a message. And 2.5 years ago, I quit my very successful corporate job to pursue a business, being able to share my message. And I tried to build the entire thing from scratch, all on my own. And long story short is I failed. For 2 years, I made almost no income. I was at the lowest of lows, and I had to go back to work. At about the same time, I found Empower Network. And I was struggling because my family was used to having me home. Even though I was failing, I was still working from home, and I still had a couple hours per day to actually hang out with my family and my sweet little boy, who is like my best friend in the whole world. And all of a sudden, I was working full time. I was trying to catch up on all my bills, and I was trying to build this brand new online business with Empower Network. And I'm going to share a story with you that I haven't really shared with many people before. And my little boy, he was 2.5 years old at the time. And we used to play this game called Ribs, where I would chase him around and I would catch him and I'd pretend to eat his ribs, and it would just tickle him a lot, and he would just yell and scream and have so much fun, and then he'd jump up and run again. And we had a blast playing this, and we played it every single day because I could. And then all of a sudden I was working full time and building a business part time, and I didn't have time for my little boy like I used to. And he had a really hard time with that, and he started getting really frustrated with me because I wasn't playing with him. And I was getting frustrated because I was trying to get my business done. And every time I tried to go do my business, he wouldn't let me go. And one day he said, "I want to play Ribs." And I said, "No, I have to go work." And he started crying. And he collapsed on the floor and just started bawling. And I fell down to the floor. And he laid his head on my knee. And he looks up at me, and my little 2-year-old boy, tears in his eyes, said, "Dad, please stay my friend." And even a 2-year-old boy knew that time meant love. And I knew that I had a message that I had to share with the world. And I knew that I was not meant to work a job, to sit in a cubicle with a boss telling me what to do, what to wear, and how to be. I knew I was meant for something more than that, so I stuck with it. And I got to my first event. I had to put money on my brother-in-law's credit card to get there, but I got there, and that event in Chicago changed me. And I came back a different person, and I had an absolute certainty that I was going to do this, that now was my time, that even after 2.5 years by that time of failing, I could do this because I knew the system worked, and I believed in myself, and I had to do it for myself, for my calling, and for my family. And so I went to work like nothing else, and I pushed and I pushed. And I didn't get results right away, but I kept pushing, I kept pushing, I kept pushing until 20 days ago. It was like I had a breakthrough. And just last night I was calculating out the numbers, and I calculated out the total amount that I've made in sales inside of Empower Network in the last 20 days is over $17,500. And I passed 8,000 of that to you as a thank you for being there. And I kept over $9,500 for myself in the last 20 days. And for me, Justin, that money isn't just money and stuff. For me, that money is freedom. For me, that money is success in sharing my mission and sharing my message. For me, that money is time with my family. And that's why I had to make Empower Network work. And so I stuck my mind to it. And I know now that it works. If it can work for me after all of that, I know it can work for anybody. I just wanted to say thank you, Justin, for being there for me, for showing up for me, for being a leader and showing me the example for believing in me, introducing me to this incredible thing, and for Dave for believing in me, because I know this works and it's changed my life, and I now get to live a life of my wildest dreams, sharing my message, spending time with my family, and having true freedom. So thanks, Justin.